All right. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing? We got a little bit of Miss Rachel rocking on the TV. So if Kip comes in singing, you guys will know why. All right. So let's just get things started today. Obviously, more than just a little tired. Yeah, we spent 6 hours painting fields on Saturday. Was out there from 6:30 to 3:30 on Sunday. We won Friday night. We lost Saturday, so we didn't make it to the championships. The team that we beat got blown out in the championship. They used everything they had on us, so it was kind of I don't know. I don't want to say redemption, but it was kind of redemption. They good team, but so the boys' season ended. And of course, no way to lose in youth sports without there being drama. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, anyway, it was a nice kind of relaxing day yesterday. Had to go clean up. But now we're in a Monday, back in. Lacrosse season is finally over. I finally, again, league play is there. We still have practice and stuff and tournaments, but for the most part, it's man, it's gonna be nice to have some weekends free again. At least till June. In June, I have 2 weekends where we have tournaments. But yeah, I can start getting back to to core business again, right? So anyway, Monday morning, pretty slow. Pretty slow is all I'm gonna say. We've had some good comments though in the last hour. As far as movement goes, 13, 16, 9, 8, 5, 14, nothing. A little bit of yen weakness out there again, continuing. You're seeing the dollar yen up 43, pound dollar up 78. But as far as today goes, there's nothing. We got nothing today. Rolling into tomorrow, we got a lot of stuff. You see that? It was like crazy, right? Nothing to bam right in your face. Um, we have all the PMI data coming in, right? Starting off with all the European data, French, German, overall euro, pound coming in. And what's important to look at is look on this side, right? So we have one that shows contraction, one that's expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction, expansion. The US manufacturing, it's expected to be like, and again, it's above and below 50. It's like right there. God forbid they miss it. And again, manufacturing has been really crappy lately. If this is under, again, 50 is holding. This goes to 49.9. That shows a contraction, right? Shows a contraction. So that's not necessarily a positive sign. And then obviously the services as well. I mean, God, imagine if both those come in at 40, under 50. I don't think services will. I think manufacturing has a good possibility too because it was super close last time. But I do think this one comes down. And then obviously new home sales, Richmond manufacturing, we'll see. And then we have all the monetary policy. Cash rate, again, expected to go up in New Zealand up to 5.5. Again, it's amazing when we were talking about, oh, we're at zero, we're at zero. And now we're talking 5.5. So it's all good data, right? All good data. Um, um, so overall, again, tomorrow looks like it's going to be a great day. Today, not so much. It's going to be super slow. Now, the man, the myth, Bullard, look at this. Now, this data, I got to say, I love. It's not data, it's just headlines, right? Core measures of inflation have not changed much in recent months. Got to agree 100% with him. We've been saying that. Um, been saying it. He's a guy that actually votes, so he's important. Inflation staying too high, one reason for more hikes. Market's not going to like that. If inflation is not controlled, what? But I'm busy. No, go watch Miss Rachel. Go watch Miss Rachel. Um, the Fed will have to do. I love this. Well, the Fed have to do a lot more. Should err on the side of doing more, right? Households are still flush, and that will continue consumer spending, right? Um, so yeah, these are all super bullish. And again, we knew from the very beginning. He was the one that wanted to go heavy first, so it didn't take 2 years. And again, has been right 100% of the time. Now, again, obviously a bit more hawkish than most, but again, he's been calling it the way that he sees it, and he's been right. He was never a big transitory person. He said front load this thing, and then 3 months in, everyone's like, "Yeah, we should front load this." It's like he said that 3 months ago, and you didn't front load it. You let it trickle in slow, and now we're here 2 years later, and it's still not controlled. So yeah, some decent comments there too. Um, so yeah, those are great comments. I love all of them from Blard. Now debt ceiling again, we're still kind of not there yet. We'll hear things. Only 6 hours. Yeah, it was literally walking and painting for 6 hours in a row. It was rough. I was so sore this weekend. I'm still sore. Um, the debt ceiling thing, obviously, that's going to be like a big time bomb. We'll wait to see how that one turns out. We'll get it soon. Look at this. Right? Inflation forecast to plunge to 13-month low in the UK. So this could be bringing some. Again, everybody else is like, "Oh my God, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not there yet." Headlines about the UK dropping. I think that's pretty important, right? I think that's a good one out there as well. Will they be the first to really kind of stop? So, but besides that, not much, not much, right? We got a little Beyonce and Jay Z, right? They're on the hottest news of the morning, right? And then again, Treasury years tumbles investors weight debt ceiling. Um, Yeah, it's kind of funny. Biden, I saw an article on it this morning. I wasn't able to follow it this weekend. You see the headline here, the headline there. I saw the headline that Biden says Republicans wanting a harder crackdown on illegal immigrants is wrong. I'm like, why would that be wrong? Like, if they're illegal immigrants, why would we be softer on? I don't know. I'm confused about that one. But that was the headline that I saw. That Biden is pissed that Republicans want you know harder treatment on illegal immigrants. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. Some people may say that's a very biased opinion. I'm like, my wife is an immigrant, so I feel like I have an opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion on that one. I had to do it. Why should other people not have to? Right? Um, yeah. So yeah, and it was a pain. It was a royal pain to do, but we still had to do it because that's what the law requires. So I don't know why we would change the laws for people not trying to do that. So yeah, yeah. I don't know why that's a bad thing. Right? I don't know why it's a bad thing, but that's where we're at. But when that ceiling thing, whether we're just going to say that, hey, you know what, the debt doesn't matter. You can just write unlimited checks forever, right? I think that's the worst way to go with it, but I think that's the way that it's going to go. It's kind of the same thing. Oh, we can't get we can't get policy through the Supreme Court. Hey, you know what? That's it. Let's add more judges until we can. It's like, isn't this like gerrymandering, right? Oh, we can't win this election. Let's change the election lines, right? I feel like if you can't win and you have to change things so you can win, I feel like that is the wrong way to go. So yeah, but that ceiling, it's going to be a bomb this week. Eventually, when something gets decided, there'll be obviously be a lot of market movement, and we'll see again how the market's going to react to it. We'll see what the final decision is, right? We'll see what the final decision is. It's funny, we will not uphold democracy unless it doesn't help us win, and then we have to rewrite democracy. So hypocrisy at its best. All right, so there's the next 24 hours. So let's start off over on the charts and get over to the VIX. So obviously Friday got a little bit nuts, right? We had a little bit of a push, and again, a lot of this was at that ceiling stuff. We're back at 17, not historically high. If anything, it's kind of more channeling. You can see back and forth between the 18 and the 16. We're sitting in the middle. Excuse me. A little bit of a pop up, right, from Friday to Monday. And again, it's weekend. That's always happens. And again, we expected to hear deals on Sunday. We didn't. Um, starting to kind of tear back down again. Lack of any news. It's kind of hard to say. You know, it's hard to say much, right? Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if this continues to deteriorate down. Indices are all looking a little bit in the green, and again, there's really no news, right? There's really no news there sitting right there that it's like, hey, this is a problem. So yeah, it's just it's there. It is what it is. Dollar, pretty much unchanged, down 0.01, just barely in the red. Again, we had that peak back on Thursday. We kind of pulled back down. Friday, more or less, base through. And again, we're at 103.20, the magical number of 103.20. So, um, again, the debt ceiling thing will obviously move the dollar around. And I think it can have profound effects. I mean, obviously, the interest rates are the most important. And again, I don't read all the constitutional law and everything else. I don't really care. But I think the process of like, yep, you should invoke the 14th Amendment, and the debt should always be there. So we should just have a universal blanket belief in that it's okay. They'll just pay all their debts. No, how about no? I'm not sure how that is good, right? And again, there's enough countries right now. It's kind of like, hey, don't worry, we got this. Trust us, right? No, no. And the rest of the world, if we go to that stance, we're like, no, just trust us. Our debt is good. It's good. Yeah, that's what everybody says until it's not good anymore. So I think it's a very bad. Again, I think that'll have profound effects with the dollar. And I think it's another big accelerator in. Again, if you can't run something correctly, then again, you need to change the way you're running it, not change the rules of what's correct. But indices, again, you can see basically flat minus the YM. And again, that's a manufacturing cause. Commodities all in the red. We love this. Now, they're in the red, but they're not that in the red. Now, natural gas is. It's down 5%. But we're up at 244, 245. Like, what the heck is this? Like that? Yeah, I love it that it's red. But 245, come on. Oil, red just slightly. And again, typically that's what we see Sunday nights. We see oil down a little bit. It starts to accelerate when the US trader gets in there. I did see a news article because I guess I did follow it and I was looking at it. Chevy's new workforce truck, I guess their like commercial version, their EV is going to have the largest range, 450 miles, right? For their commercial work truck. Um, that's not too bad, right? Best in class, 450 miles. Still super overpriced. And again, I guess the consensus is that they can only meet 60% of the demand of what they think they're headed by the end of 2024. But Chevy's like, nah, we're gonna do it. So I guess we're doing the fake it until you make it type thing. But yeah, so natural gas high, oil again down a little bit, but now is when we typically see oil start to rally back again. Gold and silver both down a little bit. 1974, 2380. Both, I think, where they should be. I think if the debt ceiling, depending on how the debt ceiling thing comes out, I think both those have the ability. I don't think there's, I could be wrong with this one. I don't think there's any scenario where you see if the debt ceiling thing gets fixed. I don't think there's any scenario where that suddenly drops. Like these things drop down to like 1923. I think only the opposite is true. I think the only way I think the only movement we see with debt ceiling talks is gold and silver spiking. Basically, being like, yeah, the dollar's crap. Let's get off the ship, and gold and silver go higher. It kind of hurts the dollar. Gold and silver go higher. It's kind of the only way I see it. So yeah, yeah. I mean, again, up they're both down a little bit, and I think that's okay. But we know the dollar's more or less flat, so there's not enough movement there. But the comments from Bullard basically saying, hey, listen, it hasn't changed. We need to do more, and I think we should err on doing a lot more. Is why these two are obviously coming down. Looking at the Aussie. So again, Aussie funny. We had this little Harry Potter trade over here. It was out. It's funny. If you continue it across, you can see very, very similar placement, right? Finding sellers up here. And again, this is over the weekend. This is Friday at like 12 o'clock. You're not trading these right here. Again, you're waiting for Sunday, and here's where Sunday is. So if you did establish a new level, it'd be very easy to establish it right here, right? Right there, right? Again, here's your Friday, and then there's your last Friday hiccup. It opened here, and that was the last day we had sellers. So that was the freshest level. And there's your, sorry, that's 2.87 because we moved it. There's your 1 to 3. You can see it's out, and it's floating around that same level. So the two profit targets we talked about last Thursday, you can see they hit. Right, let me pull those off. It's funny. This whole area just lots of selling. All right. So where do we go with this guy now? Right now, again, the bottom, it didn't push all the way down. So we're still kind of looking at this. You can see it wasn't really a 23.6 entry at all. We do still have a Harry Potter trade sitting up here at 67.10. Now, this will require a lot of dollar weakness. This is one of those ones now, since we have kind of an established bottom here with some buying in, it's around the 50. It's below the 61.8 with a level there. So I think this becomes a level now of where we're looking for this to actually go long. When we throw this onto the alert channel, right? It's a decent level, been there numerous times. Yeah, there's some selling. And remember, we needed to kind of go above and pull back again. And that's where the whole people buying it and, Buds, what you doing? I think he got stuck. Hold on one second, guys. He keeps zipping himself into this pack and play. Hold on one second. Yep, that was exactly what it was. Went in there and he's like, "Arr." There's no zipper on the inside of the pack and play. So he pulls the thing, it closes, and then he can't figure out how to get himself out. So it's like it's the ultimate baby trap, right? Unzip a pack and play, leave it in your room, right? And eventually it will, the babies will be attracted to it. They'll learn how to use the zipper, and then they will lock themselves in. So if you ever lose a child, just leave an unzipped pack and play out. And there you go. Baby catcher 101. So as far as this one goes, I like the Harry Potter North. We obviously have some room to run from that one. It requires about 72 pips. It's only got a 60 pip daily ATR, so definitely more than a day out there. But that's why we throw it on the watch list. When it gets there, we go. If it doesn't, we just hold and wait. No harm, no foul. right? Not the end of the world. Um, Obviously, there's a nice little base here. And it's okay. I don't love the base down there. It absolutely could be a bounce. And again, over here we have FOMC minutes. That may be it. We maybe some of the manufacturing data tomorrow as well that affects this one. Maybe it's New Zealand, but that's the first level that we're looking at. Right now, it's got about 33 pips, so it's got about 6 hours, 8 hours worth of ATR that it needs to eat up to get there. So right now, not much. I mean, maybe we see some aggressive selling coming in. Right here at 66, 60. Oh, I gotta fix that. I forgot that we made this bigger too. Right there. 66, 63. Right. So yeah, it's all right. Maybe we look for a reversal, maybe a little new spike, but right now that's where we're at. And again, it's a Monday, not much movement. It's down 0.11, right? Not a lot. Aussie yen. So Aussie yen, we had the nice little play on Friday, right? Let's take that out. Actually, this is where the Friday is. So we can mark the top of this one. And this is a decent top. I like how the wicks are like lower, 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 lower down. You can see all the basing coming through there. Let's drag this all the way up. And you can see the 23 didn't really even halt it at all. But the 50 now is boxed in there. So, yeah, I like that. We're going to leave this on. Oops. This I wanted to move just so we can see it. How much does it have to move? 22? Possible. Again, this is a Friday pop down, and then it has not really rallied back up again. It found buyers. I'm not really concerned about that, but I would say there is a potential for a sell right there. Right? 92.23. It's okay. Again, with money with no real news. I mean, we had the big push down and we're just fighting back, but fighting back, fighting back. We kind of need some yen help from this one. So again, with it rallying higher, yeah, if you look to see, look, there's your 3 o'clock window. So we've been nothing but straight up in the air. When the profit taking comes in, this should be a decent level to go after. All right, it's the best setup we have for it. It's probably like a B-rated trade. And again, for a 1030 reversal today, that's the best we got. All right, so look at all the chopping here. And this was on Friday, right? Chop down, chop down, chop down, chop down, chop down. So let's pull this off. That level is done. This level is good. We did not hit the profit target lower. Let's run this all the way down. You can see, ooh, look at that. They were playing with those 50% traders. But actually, that's a decent trade. Look at that. That was a decent trade. Yeah, it's Friday. Well, Friday at 1 o'clock. You're not taking that one. Sunday, this is the trade right here. This here, or I guess you could take. That's a little deep. This is the trade right here. All right, this is the trade. That's a good one. Yeah, that's pretty decent. If you adjust this, I didn't obviously look at it over the weekend. I had literally zero time to look for it. I did no homework on this weekend. Yeah, Friday again, very risky here with this pair, but again, this is a great trade. How far did that move? Yeah, it was a 10 for 30. Oh, now I'm mad I missed it. Man, it's a 10 for 30. Those are my favorite trades. Favorite trades. Look at that. And again, so you may be looking at this one and be like, why are you getting so excited about this one? Well, it's an easy base. Once we drag the top down, and again, this is one of the things I do love for fibs. And again, it does help kind of train your eye a little bit. You can see if you were a fib trader, sorry, but you didn't get into this trade. You were screwed. You missed it. You saw it run away and be like, maybe if I would have ran it from the wick over here, I'd do it from here. Oh, there you go. Now it hit, right? It's you got to do it from where prices and buying it. I mean, remember, a chart is recording where buys and sells actually happened. If you're like, well, I'll do it from here. Oh, hold on. I need to be a 61.8. I'm going to do it from this one right here. Like, that's where, again, you're devaluing what fibs actually do, right? But if you do these standard kind of big moves of things, right? It's awesome. Yeah. There's going to be people looking in that area. But here's where the base occurred. Here's where the imbalance in price, kind of the fighting happened, right? The bah, 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 boom, and then pop. And the only reason it jumps down is because it ran out of buyers. And then the sellers were able to push it down, which means there are still people there. There's your zone. Look, there's one trade. There's two trades. Why does it keep turning around? It hasn't even hit the 50 yet. And yet you've gotten 3 runs down of 30 pips already, right? So it's great to know what people are kind of thinking in that area, because there will be people that are trying to tweak it around to kind of make it, kind of give them what they want, right? Here, buds. Buds here. There you go. So that's a nice one. And the fact that it's 10 for 30, those are my favorite trades. I love the 10. I love the 10 risk. It's like my favorite set of risk ever. Like if you have to ask me my ideal trade, my ideal trade is the euro dollar with 10 risk, 30 profit. That's like that. That's like my favorite trade. Like it's what you doing? You want me to do it again? Here, how about this? I have like here, buds. How about I do it like this? Um, I have a bungee cord. Well, it's it is a bungee cord, but it's not. There's no like hooks or anything. It's just the rope part of it. I had to replace some stuff on the lacrosse goal, and so I bought the actual, just the cord, right? The bungee actual cord itself, and it's fluorescent orange, so he thinks it's like the greatest thing ever. Here, here. But it's only like 6 inches, so it's like hard to tie because it keeps springing back out. But anyway, so where we are on this one now, I do think this is not an automatic sell anymore. Again, we've been there twice at this point. It's not necessarily a clean top. This area be very risky. There's probably still some sellers because you can see if you look at the wicks in here, lower, 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 and we're still inside of that same base area. So it could potentially turn off of that one. But just be cautious because again, you have your 4 hits right here. If it starts coming up in basing, it does have a little bit more room to run. And I don't love this 61.8 zone. But remember, for a lot of kind of like mechanical trading, they're not using 23, 50, 60. They're not using all of them, but the 61.8 is one that is very common. 23 and 61 are the two biggest ones, are the most common ones that people use. So you will have some selling coming up in that area. So it's not really a Harry Potter trade for me. If we can tear back down again, again, I could be a fan of that one as well. I'm not concerned with that. Hmm. The problem with this one is big spike, kind of a test, definitely a test, right? This big spike also came up here. So there's a few steps in here, but I don't love a lot of those. Um, Problems I don't like the setup over here either. Um, Yeah, this is not really a buy zone for me. Again, potentially could be a sell zone, but I think you need to be very careful with it because it's been there so many times. Again, love the base, love the 50, but again, these would have been your, again, not the Friday one, but this one or this one. Either one would have been fine. I like the Sunday night one. I think was the best one. Again, opening, coming high, grabbing it, going. Right now, as far as buys go, not interested, not interested, definitely not interested. 3 times, not my favorite. Not my favorite. So again, not a whole lot of setups on this one. Hopefully, in the next 24 hours, we get more of a move. Again, with tomorrow morning with the PMI data, we should get some movement in this one. Euro pound channel. There's the channel that we're in. The ATR is back down to 42. You guys can see the whole channel right now is only about 22 pips wide, so it's just kind of bouncing back and forth. We are coming to the area at the top of the channel where there is selling here, here, and here. It did go higher, but then there was some sellers established. This one will be a ping pong tomorrow morning with the French, German, then Euro data, and then the UK data and the US data right after it. But right now, this one looks more like this. Basically sideways, lower end of the curve, looking for it to pop back up again. Potentially, if we can kind of break through this level, 78.29. But as far as anything else for this one, we got nothing. Again, it's just literally going sideways. The ATR, so in 4 hours, it's going to move 12 pips. So just not a lot of setup right now for this one. I'd love for it to continue to rally, get that Euro strength in there, right? That good Euro, and blow through these levels. It's been there before, but it's nothing that I'm like, ooh, God, that's good, right? Yeah, it's a hot one. No, it's not. This, not really, especially on a Monday. So tomorrow morning, all this drama, right? Basically from here down, this is all their data at 3:15, 3:30, 4:30, and 9:40. Or I'm sorry, I guess at 4:30, we got an hour and a half of data where this one could be up, down, up, down, up, down. So again, not too much today. We're not seeing any pre-positioning, and again, we may see the pre-position. But yeah, Euro yen. All right, so we got some good stuff on this one. So we talked about this last week, looking for kind of a near-term base. Look at this. So I'll move this over to this side. I'm gonna move it here. We talked about finding a good bottom. Obviously, Friday at 3:30, it kind of peeked its head out and came back up. Love it. Means we haven't entered the trade yet. Then we had this big push down at 11 o'clock. It closed, opened, peeked its head and went below. Love it. I think it's great. Tagged it again, tagged it again. So right now we have 1, 2, 3 with 2 breaks, 4, and actually a 5 hit. So next time we come down in base, we're looking for a short trade here somewhere. I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know that this level, the buyers that have supported this here, 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 and here, they're almost out. And then we got a nice little push down to 48, 42. So I'll remove this because we're looking for where that base is. And if it bases here, right, then we're looking for the hit, the pull up, and then the drop. So it's coming here at some point, right? Look at it. Base. Look, base on the top. Base. It's amazing how that works. Let's run this all the way up. That's good. Look at that. Right around the 23. That's good. I like that. But we're almost there. So 150. We talked last week about getting up to that magical 150 number. It will be psychological. If it comes up to here, it probably will. There probably will be a base somewhere around there. It's a big number. Is it a reversal level? I think there's probably a reversal due, as we saw with the Aussie yen. We know that the dollar yen, pound yen, they're all up, right? Yeah, there's the 3 o'clock start right there. So what have we done? Straight up since that opened, since the European Open. And we're up 109. It's got a 123 daily ATR. So it's got room to turn and roll back down again. It may be 150. We'll see. If you can get a red, green, red in here, and again, this one does not qualify. There's the red, the green one above, so that you cancel that one out. Right now, all you're looking for is that other pattern. So not there yet. Not there. But I think there's probably a reversal in something. I would assume something comes in through here, right? People would be selling at 150. Again, it's been 125 pips in 6 hours. What do you want, right? It's time to sell, get some money off the table. So I would expect this to turn, push that down. Pound dollar. All right, pound dollar. Is there any news with pound? Pound is accelerating a little bit. Look at this. Hey, if we pause in June, that doesn't indicate we're at the end, right? Some of my colleagues have talked about skipping. Important to me is not signaling that we're done. If we were to skip in June, that does not mean we're done with our tightening cycle. It means we're getting more information. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it does. I feel like it may not mean that the end is there, right? But I feel like the stock market is going to take that like, yup, I told you they're done. They're going to start cutting next time, right? I feel like that's kind of where it actually is. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, again, this is let's see, is dollar moving now? Sort of since like 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. It's kind of moving. Um, hmm. Yeah, so 3 is here. We went right up. U.S. session, right back down. So, um, we talked about this on Thursday, and that's what it ran into. Right? 50 lineup over here. It's kind of crazy. So look at this. 2, 3. Right? So the problem I have with the zone is I love how it's driving into the zone. And again, we got so much news over here. Just FYI, I'm on a 4-hour chart in case you didn't see me switch. Um, Obviously, that's a target that we talked about. We like the bottom of. We liked how it went off of it. It has hit it now again twice. If we go down to like an hourly, you can see it boom, boom, and then went up. I don't know if it can hold again. Problem is this. I hate how those candles are formed. This bottom and this bottom are exactly the same. Hmm. Hmm. I like this down. I totally get why it's moving down. Again, weakness in the European session, US session came online, dollar strength rolls back in. Again, that's what we typically see. And again, we talked about before. Look at oil. Oil is now green. And we talked about, yep, typically it's weak oil until the US market opens. And then, God forbid, everybody knows Americans. We love, we love that, we love that oil. Um, Yeah, I'm kind of leery to talk about any buys off of this. It's tagged it a few times. Obviously, buyers are there, but it has hit it enough times. I don't know how many buyers are going to be left sitting in there, so I'm very leery to talk about that level. Um, it is 11. There is 33. Do I want to play with this one? Got about 45 pips. So this is one of those ones like, let's check it out. What I'm kind of thinking on this one is we know we got room to run here. There's a big wick down, so there's technically no buyers visible on a chart. If, again, we've talked about this level, this is originally formed from here. There's a little bit of space left in this one, but I'm kind of looking at this and saying, right there has been kind of where the basing has occurred, right? There's the base, there's the drive, there's the drive, there's the drive, there's the drive. So technically speaking, the yellow here is the last place that buyers could potentially be in this base, right? Price was unable to go down there, which means there's someone in there, right? The price can't go lower than somebody at the price than somebody's willing to buy it. So it there is probably buyers still there. Question is how many and how big of a force are they going to be? And I think that's where the question this one comes into. But again, an area that we've hit multiple times that has been buyers will eventually become sellers. So then all of a sudden it says, do we turn this into a Harry Potter trade? And if it comes back down again in bases, I think it could be pretty decent. Let's see, what does it look like? The whole one is 11. Let's see, is this in the arena that we like? The risk on that one is 9.5. Again, close enough to 10. And 1 to 3 is sitting there. A little bit of a buffer before we run into it. And if I put a note across, it's a little bit deeper than these two, but I'm not as concerned about it. So this looks like, and again, I'd want to see. I'd want to see the base happen here again. But I think potentially there's a sell sitting right there. Right? I think there's a sell sitting right there. Now, we got some time. We have some time. This is not like in the next 30 minutes. It's got to move 50 pips. It's got a daily a 4-hour ATR of 34 pips. So technically speaking, it's got over 4 hours worth of movement until we get there. But with the news tomorrow morning, that could be a potential. What? What do you want? What do you want? He came back and he's like, what? You want some of my lap? Did you eat something? So that is that? What do you want? Daddy's busy. Go get your water. Go get your water. Yeah, go get your water. All right, go. Sometimes he doesn't like all Miss Rachel's. You sit on my lap? Daddy's busy. Daddy's working. Daddy's working. Yeah, Daddy's working. Here, you want this? Here, you want this? Here. Don't eat it. It's just dirt. do mixing. So yeah, I think that's the best setup we have on this one right now. Again, a continued dollar strength. Looking for some basing, and again, careful over here. It may, again, it may have some problems. Yeah, yeah. No, we're not going to knock that ace coffee over. That would be a really bad idea. All right, so let's go down to pound yen. All right, so pound yen. So on Friday, Thursday, we ended up grabbing this level coming back down. Friday, it looks like we accelerated crazily, and we were looking for a Harry Potter trade. Look at the base there, the base there, the base there. That's pretty decent. Now, we did say if we hit that level, it could be a buy opportunity. And again, the buyers that stepped in here to save this one, right about where you should be taking profit on any shorts. Again, there and there. So again, a little bit higher. Let's push this one off. Again, that was an old level that we were wondering if it was going to hit or not. Look at the red green. Very strong red green red, right? Red green closed here, and then boom, right into an area buyers. Let's take this one off. Take this. Again, very high on the curve, obviously. 172.50. Um, hmm. This could be an interesting little base. Pop down, grab these guys, pull back up again, and then accelerate down. 50 pips. Again, another yen pair, high in the curve, looking for shorts. We saw with the pound, the dollar yen, Aussie yen, euro yen, obviously sitting there, seeing that push down as the yen is coming back. Opening print here. 3 o'clock is right there. It's the red one, the red bottom. There's the 3 o'clock candle, right? So it's been straight up. We're seeing the profit taking come down. I'd like to see where it bases. If it bases in orange, nice little setup, move this higher. If it comes in and kind of just hits and then punches through, again, look for a base at a lower level, but look for an overall push of this one back down into this level here. 170.36 area ish, right? 136 or 170.36. Okay. It's moved a little bit too much this morning already, but yeah. So looking for a short. I'm just not sure if it's going to be here or here. One of the two is where you're going to set this one. Wow. So Friday, we were looking for a push, and we did. It actually pretty funny. Hour and a half, it went straight down. We know what that is. That means it's a long trade. We were looking for it to be up here somewhere, but it wasn't. It drove down before the news came out, so it would have been a long base opportunity. And again, we've talked about that before. Look to see what happens the hour and a half beforehand. Oops, not that one. What did it do? It went down to here. Then the news came out and popped. So yes, actually, it wasn't. I don't know if you guys traded this one Friday. I obviously did. I was pinning fields. There's your level of base. There's your confirmation of the base, and there's the drive into the base for news. So that was a pretty decent, nice little news trade on Friday. I didn't trade it, but I was literally walking by. Let's see. So at 10, let's see, 10:15. So I was one field in at that point. I was one field in, one of six, one of six. So yeah, are we trending? Not really. Right, high there. You could pinch it if you really wanted to. And again, if you wanted to establish the top side of it, you could say, "Oh, there's the top side right there," which I think is fair. But again, we've hit it. We hit it. We hit it. It's coming lower. Approaching 10:30 right now. We have a little bit of a push up. So if it turns and rolls back in, we're in the channel. We're in the channel. It's just not doing a lot. I'd say right now this is kind of where the channel is formed by. Here, we'll do it. I'll do it in light blue, so it's a little different. Right. There's the channel that we're in. We need to clear the channel. It's funny. We have actually two channels. Right there. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. Look, last area big sellers, last area big buyers, and now we formed new areas on both sides. So yeah, so bearish thinking again. Sellers there. Great setup. Not really. I don't think it's going to move enough. Dollar Swiss. All right, so dollar Swiss, it didn't go through. We were looking for it. We're like, oh God, start the base and punch up and then pull back again. It didn't. It didn't. It was the top, right? And again, there's the top. And when we drew it at 90, it peaked right above. Again, if we adjust it to there, right? This is the old level formation, but adjust it to near term. Um, Thursday, super late, and we just continue to drop all the way back down again. It sliced through the 23 with no problems, came back up and used it and used it and used it. Let's see. Actually, let's stick this here. Did it use the 50? It did. Look at that. It used the 50 this morning. Was it 3 o'clock? 6 o'clock. Close enough. So, all right, what do we do with this now? Let's go top to bottom. See what we got. Yeah, the poor 23 is nothing in there. Ooh, but this actually, look at this. Ooh, I like that. I'm a fan of that. There's the zone. It got front run by probably like a pip, and it was not a 50. Let's see, was it a 23? It was not a 23, but it is in the 50 range right now. So I'd say, da, da. No, don't pull the cord. Bowl. You say bowl. All right, so something along those lines. Like I said, I like that one. I don't think that one's horrible. Again, dollar Swiss, see a little bit more dollar strength roll in and then turn and flip, go whoop, right back to the downside. I don't think that's bad. Right? Not the worst. Nah, don't you hit buttons on that. He's going over the computer and trying to hit like the buttons. Thank God the button he hit is not activated. I was like, don't touch the no, we're not going to burn the computer either. No. It's going to be a long year. He's got one more year before he goes to daycare. Well, school, like preschool. Like one more year. One more year. I know I'll blink and it'll be here, but man, when you're 1 year out, it's like, oh God, it's so far away. It's so far away. I'm sure I'm gonna miss him. We were talking about it last night. Jen told Melissa that she went to sister, and Melissa just looked at me and thought that I caused that conversation. I was like, no, I didn't. I didn't. But yeah, I'm like, I'm not really concerned. What are you talking about? So anyway, there you go. Dollar yen. Look at that, magically high. So we didn't quite get the pullback we were looking for. Again, we talked about this on Thursday, how it gave us a little hit, and looking for that near-term basing. It hit, it moved. We talked about a target all the way up. We were like, yeah, we can get up there. Unfortunately, it reversed back after about 30-something pips. You can see, look at all the basing in here. It came up and used it again, used it again, used it again. And then it used it on the top line. So obviously, very, very important level. I think, boxing this one off is pretty important. You can see we just hit it now. Let's see, Europeans stepped in here. So straight up, an immediate push back to the downside. This is the yen. Yeah, a lot of movement. Let's see. Is there another headline? Oh, here we go. This is probably what it was. Oh, that's kind of funny. So let's see. The dollar move? A little bit. Little spike down. Oh God. And then a spike back up again. And then you see it over here. Right? Right back up. So yeah, sell area. Sell area. Interesting. So there was an explosion reported, but then the Twitter account that reported deleted it. So yeah, market shakes. Source. What's the news of this? Updates. Thanks for pumping up my gold. Did gold move? Hold on. Did gold move? Yeah, it popped up a little bit. Right. Oh God. Yeah, it popped and now it's like, oh, it didn't happen? Okay. That one. Yeah. So here's here's the thing. Let's let's hope to God that this doesn't happen tomorrow. Right? Let's hope that there's not an explosion in DC somewhere tomorrow. Because these are always the scary reports, right? The tinfoil conspiracy theorist guys, they're gonna be all over this tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you right now. They're like, how did we There was someone that posted there was an explosion 1 day in advance. Right? Oh my god, the tinfoil army. Oh, man, they're gonna be. It's gonna be a sleepless night tonight. I'm gonna tell you right now. The tinfoil army will be marching. They're not sleeping tonight. They're gonna go into their Monster Energy beverages, and that's it. Oh god, what is Melissa mentioning me for? She's probably telling me to shut up. No, she's apologizing. So it was good. She's apologizing for being grumpy. She said she could have been more pleasant this morning. She's like, yeah, I'm tired. Kip woke me up. I was like, yes, I know. I brought Kip to you at 6:15, but that means that I was up before you, and you slept late all weekend. So I was like, my tolerance for her being tired was 0. So yeah, so this is interesting. So let's just hope that this doesn't actually happen tomorrow, because then it's gonna be like, well, somebody posted it, they knew, right? Oh man, all the drama. It'd be crazy. Anyway, there was the hiccup. But we are overall, I mean, you can see, even as a fake catalyst, some fake news in there. Need some tinfoil, Brian. I don't need the tinfoil. But I'm just telling you right now, God forbid that happens. It's kind of one of those like, how did they know? Did the government do it? It's going to be one of those things, right? You know what it is? Is the government, it's like you need like the news thing. Is the government trying to, you know, take the attention away from the debt ceiling? So they set off a bomb near the Pentagon? It's one of those things, right? The tinfoil army marches. Yeah, exactly, right? But anyway, look at it. There were sellers there. There was confirmed sellers there, and then there was fake news. And what did it do? It shot exactly right down. So again, it just goes to show you that, does news actually matter? Not really. News just typically acts as a catalyst to get it there faster, right? It wasn't even real news, allegedly. I don't know. Is there another one? Um, I haven't seen anything else. It's just one so far. So again, you know, stocks briefly spooked by unconfirmed report of, yeah. So if it's actually truly not there, if it look, many of your reactions to this are fake, right? Who started it? Is it developing? What's going on, right? So isn't that awesome? It was even fake news. It's unsubstantiated. I don't know. I live in DC. I didn't hear an explosion. I heard when the plane hit the Pentagon. Um, Nice little move, right? Fake news there was good for about 69 pips, which is like two 4-hour ATRs. So overall, I have the same opinion on this one as I had the Aussie yen, the Euro yen, and the pound yen. We are high in the curve. It's up into areas where there's sellers. It should turn and roll back down again. Trust me, not my Twitter account, right? Um, I didn't write the fake news. I think it's funny that there was that out there, but again, not surprised by the motion. And at this point, we know there's no buyers sitting down here. So if it continues to deteriorate now, as it should, based off a purely technical level, sellers in here, strong sellers in here, it drove up in the overnight in one direction, turn and profit taking came back down again. So it all makes sense. If it turns and rolls back down again, I don't really see many buyers, at least until 137.80 ish. So can't really do much. Hey, if you want to get away with something, maybe. I know, right? The tinfoil crowd. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I like this one the downside, but obviously it's already moved. The trade has already occurred. Again, this is one of those ones like you set up a short, and it's like, well, did you set that one? No, I had no idea until I just saw it. Kind of funny. Crude. So crude. Again, in the overnight, we kind of found our bottom. Actually, in the European market is where it started to go up. Found some levels of basing here, chopped back and forth, and now we're kind of clear to the top side. I hate to say this. I mean, this was a sell area from last week. Looks like we hit it Friday at 9:30, and we saw the big push down. We can adjust it because again, it's fine. I like when the green is the high one, not the red. So that's not my most favorite part of this one. But I will say levels that I would watch on this one is there is basing down here at the 78. I don't like the 78, but people in oil will look at the 78. So you do have to look at the 70-30 level as an area where there's potential buyers. Where it turned here at the 61, absolutely was a buy area, right? Level of basing, a confirmation of it. We're waiting for that next hit. And then all of a sudden, when price rose all the way up, it became the 61.8 level. So I guess we can do it here. So you knew that that was going to be an area where we were going to have some problems. And it did. It hit it in the overnight. Monday morning, we were there. Session open, straight up, profit taking, yada, yada. It's all there. As of right now, I hate to say it. Yeah, there's some sellers up here at 72.23 where these two kind of peaked. And watch that be a 50. I bet you that's a 50. It's a 50. That's probably why we had these sellers. The next time it comes through, they're probably not going to be as strong, and then we'll probably push up to the 61. Again, oil very technically traded. No surprise whatsoever. Um, so yeah, I would say that's the next area on the top. Kind of like the two areas that I watch out for on this one right now. Um, 72.50 and 70.30. That's kind of where I had this one bracketed in. Tomorrow's manufacturing and stuff will help though. That will give us a little bit of more assistance to determine where this one should be moving. So it's not bad. Natural gas, not a bad little trade. And again, nice little Harry Potter example, right? Again, we had a nice little base and we used it on Friday, right? Strong kind of racetrack on the other side, and it opened in there. So could you have sold from there? You could have, but if you wanted some confirmation, you could have done that. I don't think you could have set on the 15. Yeah, you could have done a 15. You could have either used last week's base that was confirmed and then won the other side, or you could have dropped it down to a 15 and taken that level right there. And they're basically in the same box. It doesn't really matter which one you took, and sold this one short all the way back down to this level. Now we're kind of in the area where we should be looking for profit. Yeah, profit taking should be occurring about there. Here, let's see. Copy, paste. We just hit it. So we're exactly where the profit taking you would expect to come in. It's probably going to have a little bit of a problem going much lower than this. Hmm, hmm. Problem is, there's so much basing here, and it is a 61.8, so there will be some buyers in there. I don't want to say that that could be a reversal level, but I feel like that has the ability to be a reversal level, just because of the product that it is. Mm. Yeah, I'm looking at this right. If you can't see it, I'm looking at, and again, not it is not a red. I'll turn it purple so you can see it. See, it's right on the 61 there, right? Again, not as technically traded as oil, but it's pretty close. And it spent a lot. I mean, look at this. It spent a lot of time there, and it wasn't even a 61 then. It isn't. It is now based off the high. Um, hmm. I think ugh. I think it's a level of basing. I think we could, if we start to get the basing and we get a green, red, green, look for this one to pop and roll back up again. I think it should be way down here, is my opinion. We should be back down in the 215s. The question is, will the 50s, and again, we're just hitting the profit target where it should have been. Will we see any, again, short covers here? And what will happen when we get to the 61? Because there's a lot going on in there. I think those are big levels that we need to watch out for. All right. Gold. So gold, again, we had that trade from last week. We could remove it now. We don't need it. Funny that it keeps basing on this other side. I think overall for gold, let's get this fibs down right now. You can see the poor guy selling it at 23.6. Not good. It's a supply zone over here. I'm gonna hold this one up here. I like the 1989 still. I like the way that base, and then that was kind of like the start of the fall, right? Um, Downwise, we were talking about buyers coming in. We missed it by a little bit on Thursday. And we confirmed at night too. Ugh, was a confirmation in there. I like this one short. I think this one, again, profit taking on this one shouldn't occur till there. So I think this one has more room to run. If you're not already in this short, I think you're a little bit late to the party. I don't think, again, you're not gonna, after a move like this, you're not looking to kind of get in here. So, um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that's a good. Again, that's down at 1962. I think 1962 was a good target down there. It's all right. I mean, hmm, I like the collapse. Too late to get in. Could we see a potential reversal in this 1950-ish range? Yeah, probably. Um, Yeah, I could really see that reversing there. Huh. These are long. Hmm. I think it's important to note this: the 1955 kind of 30-ish level, right? I think that 1955 30 kind of in there. Again, we got confirmation off of that one. Ugh, do I want to pull the trigger on a long on that though? Ugh, I guess it depends. I feel like for that one, I feel like it matters how it gets there. Like if we have a big, if all of a sudden it's like, you know what, the debt ceiling is in, right? I don't know. Maybe that explosion was the debt ceiling, right? Maybe it was. Maybe that's it, right? Maybe that was the explosion that people heard. It was the senators' heads, exploding because they came to a deal or something. It just hasn't been announced yet. Um, hmm, eh, yeah, I don't know. I want to see when it gets there. I want to see what it takes, what its entry looks like. Does it base? Is it hitting? Is there news there? I think there's a lot to this one, but I do like this one short. Maybe it pulls back a little, but again, I like this one to the downside. Silver again. Look, magically on 24, we hit it Friday at 11 o'clock. We spiked all the way up to it. We knew there were sellers already down there. Again, I can cycle this across so you can see it. It was the same selling that we saw over here. So kind of the same thinking. We talked about this one again. Look, there's so many more wicks in this one than gold. Obviously, a few levels. Again, there's basing in here and a touch, and again, a little touch down here. Where are we at here? Let's see. 123. I think this level right here, watch this one. This could be an area for news that we could take a bounce off of. It was a decent bottom base. It touched and then boom, kind of exploded. So, eh, I think that's where the target is for today. Could that be a reversal similar to the level in gold? I think it's important to note they both have one a little bit lower, and those would be areas that you're looking for. All right. What we got? But Apple, Apple big drop down, rallying back up again at 175. Not surprised. Tesla definitely in an uptrend. It's moving. Let's see. VIX. This is why the VIX is called the fear index, right? This is why it is called the fear index. Big crash, right? Bomb at the Pentagon. Boop. Just kidding. Um, dollar is doing its thing. It's fine. Yeah. So the 930 candle. Yeah. So we're gonna skip, and it's funny. Here are your sellers up top, right? And then buying, obviously somewhere down in here. I don't know. Maybe it's this wick over wick. They kind of boxed it off. Either way, 839. Yeah, it pushed down magically. It did go down too. The 9915 went down. Let's see. Yeah. The 830, the 845, the 9, and the 915 happened. And then boom. And then, oh my God, bomb. Boom. Just kidding. Right back up again. So yeah, no opening print today, guys. Um, your nearest on the 15-minute that would have been confirmed is down here. Not there. The nearest on the top side confirmed would have actually been up here. So you could have potentially got into that one after this big spike up. But overall, this one was red. You were looking for a long trade, not a short trade. So yeah, you could have grabbed the top and taken it. You're obviously well beyond the 1 to 3. But as far as the opening print goes, it would have been down here. You weren't quite at a level. It was red. You were looking for a long. Unfortunately, it popped and it went. NQ. Let's see. We got it. And again, craziness. Again, can't say bomb on an airplane. But what did we get? 830, 845, 9, 915, all red, pulling back, looking for a level. Oh, this is old. You don't want this one. You want one downstairs? A new one? Okay, Daddy, go here. Put this in the trash. Daddy, get you a new one, okay? Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash in the other room. I don't know where the trash is in this room. Oh, here, buds. Here, right here. Here, put it in the trash. So as far as opening print goes on this one, no. Again, it pulled back. We're looking for a green. There just wasn't enough movement. The confirmation when it came in a little bit lower didn't get it. Obviously, a big spike. It went up to levels where, again, we did see basing with confirmations. Again, it's Monday. We don't see them as often here. YM, craziness. But what do we see? Red, 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 red. Opening print, green number. Unfortunately, the confirmation on this one came in much lower as well. This confirmation at 7 o'clock didn't get in. It would have been this area we were looking for, and we didn't get a confirmation. But what did it do? straight up off the four reds, off the open, and then boom, everything is bad, and now we're retracing back again. Again, the YM was starting off weaker anyway. And Russell, ooh, Russell, look at the real choppy, right? Green 915 was red. It didn't really come back to a confirmed level either. Mm. Again, explosion at the open. Well, explosive move at the open. Explosion news. Huge drop down, and now we're going right to where we were before, right? Shooting for that 1800. And we talked about 1800 being a big thing last week. On Thursday, we talked about 18 being a magnet. And look at that. All Friday morning. Magnet, 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 1800. So, not a bad spot. Not a bad spot. So, all right. That's it. It's Monday. Of course. Yeah. So one third basically said that, look, say they were doing at least okay financially versus 78. So less, right? One third household inflation as their main challenge. Yep. Yep. So inflation 2 years later. So yeah. So yeah, I'm shocked there's nothing more about this one. Oh, here you go. Pentagon spokesperson says no explosion here this morning. So totally fake news. Let's hope it doesn't happen tomorrow because that'll be the craze. But 9, 3, 4, 13, 9, 25. This one was 80. Now it's down to 60, and we're 50 here. So again, typical Monday morning, right? All right, let's go ahead and do our giveaway. Oh, well, I know people are here. I believe Ernest is here. I think I saw him type. Could be getting it cheap. I'll shut this one down right at 3. I know there is a delay, so I will give you guys a little bit of extra time to get this one in. Again, lazy Monday. Lazy Monday. Markets are taking it easy. And again, talk about some fake news. Monday morning to get everybody's butt in a pucker, right? Getting the butt in a pucker. Right. Yeah, broom broom, right, buds? Broom broom. Yeah, that's a cow. Then he doesn't make that noise. He says moo. Moo. All right, looks like it's gonna be cheapy cheapy this morning. I guess Ernest is sleeping. Sleeping late. All right, there it is. I said it close it at 3. I'm closing it at 3. All right, winner of today's drawing is, and again, remember it is fresh. Ernest got his 3 last week in a row. Closed it out on Thursday. It is a 50 pip chipper though, right? Because we skipped Friday. So the start of the week challenge is, oh, it's going to be a delay. I did hit it. I clicked it. We're going to see how that comes in. Remember, it does it slow. It does it slow. There you go, Debbie. See, man, it's really delayed. We'll mark that one as complete. So Debbie starts off the week with the win, right? Debbie takes that win. 50. Whoops, not 590. Oh my God, can you imagine? Woo! The emails I would get. The emails I would get. All right, congrats, Debbie. All right, I'm out of here. You guys have a great Monday. Again, hopefully tomorrow morning we got so much more movement. Tomorrow looks so much more exciting than what we see today. Some of these will be overnight type setups as well. We got a couple things on the radar. So with that, I'm going to go try to start my day of recovery here after a huge long weekend. My legs feel like they are bricks. I feel like I did an entire day of squatting after not lifting weights for like 20 years. I'm at that level of soreness, so gonna have some fun. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll catch you then. Thanks again.